Hello, everyone. My name is Braylon, and if you are here, that means that you were interested in learning more about the mistakes that you're making that are stopping you from getting clients on Facebook. I know I talk a lot about Facebook, but these strategies work anywhere. If you consider these strategies that I'm going to give you, it will work on any platform. So let's go ahead and start making your message more magnetic. So if you're like most people, you've been showing up on Facebook, you're posting consistently. There are even some posts that you put out there that you were so proud of, and then you got crickets and no one responded. I've been there where I took so much time refining and perfecting the post. I put it out there and then I got like one like, and I was like, no freaking way. And so if you've been there, you are not alone. And then if you're anything like me, you probably looked at all the marketing gurus out there, you watch videos on YouTube, you listen to podcasts, you read books, and you still struggle to attract clients. And so I do want to say that you're not alone, but today is the first step in beginning to change. And so my goal here is to show you that it's not about doing more, it's not about posting more, it's about showing up in a way that makes people say, whoa, this post right here, yeah, that's for me. And that comes down to one thing, magnetic messaging. And we're going to talk a lot about that in this video. So, at the end of the day, there are three major mistakes that we all make on Facebook. The first one is that our messaging is too generic or vague. I did talk a lot about the algorithm, and so a lot of these mistakes consider the algorithm. And so when we make these mistakes, we confuse the algorithm. And so when our messaging is too generic, what happens is that the algorithm does not know where to put our content out. And if it doesn't know where to put our content out, then it's just going to keep pushing it down. And so less people are going to see it, or it's going to give, or it's going to keep sending it to the wrong people who are not going to engage with it. They're not going to care about it. And so then again, it keeps pushing it down and people will not be seeing it. And so your messaging, if it's generic, it might sound something like this: I help women step into their power. I guide entrepreneurs to grow their business, right? So these sound good. And I'm glad that you took the step of knowing who you help, but it's still unclear, right? We don't know what the result actually is. Like, what does it mean to step into the power? What does power look like? What does growing a business look like? Are you talking about more revenue, more clients, better systems, right? You have to be extremely clear about what it is that you do so that when people go on your page and they read this line, they know, oh, wait, this is exactly for me. If they cannot say this is for me, then they're just going to click off your page and then you lost a client there. And so, why is this a problem? If your message could apply to anyone, it won't speak directly to someone. A lot of marketing today, it's how well you can speak to that one specific ideal client. If you can do that, it's going to in turn bring other people as well because they're going to want to have what this ideal client has. And so people are just going to scroll right past it because they cannot tell if it's meant for them. It has to be very, very clear that your message is for them directly. And then what's going to happen if you keep doing this, right? If your message continues to stay vague, you're going to keep creating content that feels like you're shouting to the void. No one is going to respond, no one is going to engage, and you're going to get frustrated. People might like your post, right? There's always that one friend or that one family member that will religiously like your post, but they're not converting. You're not converting your clients, you're not making any money because, again, your clients are confused about what it is that you do and how you're going to serve them. The big thing you have to remember is what's in it for me. That's what people are constantly thinking when they're engaging with content. So if they go on your profile, if they're interested, they're really quickly looking for what's in it for me. And if you can give them that answer really quickly, you're going to keep them hooked. And then you have more possibilities to convert them into clients. And so now, how does magnetic messaging help? This is something that I talked about at the beginning of this video. Inside the magnetic messaging method, I walk you through how to get ultra specific about who you help, what you really do, and then again, how to say it in a way that makes the right people say, this is exactly what I've been looking for. The second mistake is your content is just random. This is very closely connected to the first one, but what I mean in this mistake is that it's not really connected to what your actual message is. And what this shows me is that you might not really know clearly what your message is that you're sending out. You don't really know clearly who it is that you're speaking to. And so you're putting all these different posts and tips and quotes and everything out there that people don't really care about when it comes to your business. One thing that I also want to mention is a lot of people post birthday posts, having Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and all these different things, and they post pictures of their family, but none of what they're posting has anything to do with the business. So again, this confuses the algorithm because you've experienced this, right? You post a picture of your family or your dog or whatever, you have 50, 100, 200 likes and you have a lot of comments. But then when you post something about your business, crickets. No one really cares. And so what the algorithm is thinking is business posts are not important, push them down. All these posts about personal stuff, we're going to keep pushing those to these people. Because whenever you post something that has to do with business and people don't engage with them, the algorithm is going to stop sending your post or showing it to these people that are not interacting with it. And so it's just going to keep pushing it down, like I said before. And why is this a problem? Your content, the sole purpose is to attract clients, not just engagement. Yes, you can serve. Yes, you can give a lot of value. And yes, you can have a heart of service first. But at the end of the day, the point of content is to nurture people, is to, again, give them the value that eventually will get them to work with you. Because if they work with you, you can serve them and you can actually help them and change their life. And that's what it's for. So even though you have a service heart, right, and a service attitude, you still have to learn how to put content out there that attracts clients. Because if you cannot attract them, you're never going to be able to serve them. So without a strong, clear message behind your content, even great content is going to feel like a dead end. You're going to be shouting to the void. People are not going to be interacting with it. They're going to be interacting only with the post that really means something to them. And again, the algorithm is going to be confused and it's not going to show your business content to your clients. And so, one of the things that I want you to consider is on Facebook, every single post, 100% of your posts need to be connected to your business in some way. If you want to talk about your dog or your family, make sure that it is connected to your business in some way. And then what's going to happen if you keep doing this? You're going to burn out. I remember posting content consistently for so long, every single day, editing videos, spending the hours doing this work by myself. And then no one really cared about it. And I got discouraged, right? It was very disappointing. And at one point, I almost quit, right? But I'm very competitive. So I told myself, you know what? I know God is going to use these videos. I know He's going to use this content. So I just have to stay faithful and keep going. But most people are not like that. You're gonna burn out because again, your content is not hitting the clients that you want them to hit. So just make sure that again you're very very clear on your messaging so that your posts are very specific and direct to your client audience. And this is how the magnetic messaging method helps. Once your message is dialed in, so once you're very very clear on your message, everything clicks. Once you know the message that you want to put out for a very specific person, your posts, your stories, your CTAs, everything, they all start to work together to attract this right audience. And it will naturally lead people to your offer because again, they're intrigued. Mistake number 3, disjointed profile presence. So this is another thing that is leaving a lot of clients on the table. Your profile doesn't clearly show who it is that you help. It doesn't show how you help them, and it doesn't show people how they can take a next step. So when they go on your page, they're kind of looking around for what's in it for me. How can this person help me? They don't see anything. They click out right away. Because again, most of the time when people go on social media is to be entertained or to be hooked. So if they're not getting that, they're just going to move on to the next thing. So what it looks like is you have a great photo, you have maybe a cute little smile, right? You might even have a quote or a title on your bio, on your intro, but it's not really obvious what it is that you do or who it's for, right? Your bio, your cover picture, your pin post, everything is just kind of all over the place. And so when people go on your profile again, they're just confused. And so why is this a problem? When you do post content that is good, people are checking you out. They go to your page because your profile is your storefront. If it's not clear or inviting, they're going to be confused and they're going to leave. And they're not going to trust that you can actually help them. So, this is what's going to happen if you keep doing this, right? You're going to miss out on a lot of warm leads. People who already saw your content and liked it, they came to your page to learn more, and then they're going to be left without taking action only because they didn't know what to do next. They didn't know what it is that you're asking them to do or again how you can help them. So magnetic messaging, how it helps is when your message is clear, your profile does become a magnet because everything on your profile is aligned to that one message and it all tells that one story. And as soon as people go on your page, they know immediately what it is that you're about and then who you help and then how you can help them. And so I talked a lot about the magnetic messaging, and I think that that's the missing piece for a lot of people. That's the missing strategy. I know that a lot of us are constantly looking for strategies, we're looking for shortcuts, we're trying to lighten the workload. The magnetic messaging method is it. This is the missing piece, that it's not about just strategies, right? It's about clarity. And so I want to introduce you to this concept because what it is, it's a clear message that meets a specific client at a specific point in their journey. And when you're able to meet the specific client at that specific point in their journey with a very specific solution, it's going to speak directly to them and they're going to lean in. And what I call it is the right message for the right person at the right time. And if you can do that, you're going to help people be more attracted to you because, again, they're going to be thinking, whoa, that's exactly what I need right now. That message is exactly what I wanted to hear. There are a lot of you that are in this position where you're not really clear about one, who your person is that you want to serve, and then two, where they are in their journey. So the offers and solutions that you're giving them don't resonate. The content doesn't resonate because, again, it's not what they need right now. It's not what they want right now. So you have to be able to give people what they want right now. And then through that process, then you're able to give them what they need. You're able to give them better solutions only if they want it. So right before you start worrying about your content strategy or engagement, the messaging is the foundation that you have to get right. This is the first domino that makes everything else work. So if your messaging, again, is very clear and magnetic, you're going to be drawing in people easily without, again, spinning your wheels, without getting anything in return, like most of us, have experienced. So the magnetic messaging training, which you're going to see below this video, is to help you start getting clear on that message and finally attract your aligned ideal clients without having to chase or guess. So I created this training specifically for you because I was there. Posting content, getting no likes, no comments, no engagement, nobody reaching out, and being confused as to why my these posts that I was so proud of, why they were not hitting home. And so this is what the magnetic messaging helps you clarify. It helps you clarify and get really, really clear on who you serve, how you can serve them, where they are in their journey, and how to meet them where they are, and then how to say it in a way that magnetizes the right people. So it makes your messaging so clear that people that you are trying to reach know exactly that it's for them. Because again, if they do not know that it's for them, they're going to check out and move on. There's more information on this training below. You can watch the training today and walk away with the message that is so clear, so magnetic that you can start using it everywhere. Everything is going to be aligned. Your websites, your landing pages, your bios, your content, your videos, anything that you put out will be aligned to this one message and it will be impacting that ideal client. It's a $47 training. I wanted to make it as affordable as possible because I want to meet you where you are. But in this training, I do a deep dive into the 7 steps that will make your messaging magnetic. Again, $47. There's more information below this video. If you are interested, you can go ahead and just click the button and sign up. If you still have any more questions, email me at mentormebre@gmail.com. I hope that this little training here was helpful. Best of luck with your messaging. If you can make your messaging magnetic, you're going to bring in the ideal clients that you've been wanting to serve all along without all the effort. Again, my name is Braylon Paulino, and I am your mentor, your guide, and your friend.